I guess other people watching this might be like, Shani, are you mad? You don't let no woman stay with your boyfriend.
But this was your
Yeah.
best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's different, you know.
Yeah.
When somebody's your best friend, you love them and you trust them 100%. So yeah, that's
And
different.
yeah.
Yeah. Hi tribe, welcome back to another episode of Open Therapy. As you can see from the title, today's episode will be about a topic that I don't personally think is talked about enough. I started this series talking about the breakup from a romantic relationship, but friends can break hearts too. Yeah. Definitely had experience with friendship breakups, which were quite impactful and significant in my life. So, on today's episode, I have a very special guest. It's the first person from my family to appear on this channel. She is, I call her my sister in real life, but really sister-in-law. She's married to one of my brothers, and I've known her for, hold up, I'm 39. Jeez, Shani, I think I've known you for maybe 20 years now. Is that crazy to say? Because I met you when I was still in college. She actually started out being the roommate of another brother. And so that's how I met her, as my brother's roommate first. And then she actually got together with the other brother, started a relationship, and now they're married and have 2 children. She birthed 2 of my favorite people in the world, my niece and my nephew. So I don't know, it's been quite a while, and we've developed quite a relationship as well. I mean, she is one of the very few people that I spend significant amounts of time with. Maybe not like so recent, but we've had, seasons, and we've had some full-fledged seasons where I'll just appear at our door and stay for, 17 hours in her yard. Kid you not. It's someone I'm comfortable with. It's someone I've built a relationship and friendship with over the years. And I also know that she's had some experience with friendship breakups as well. There's an underlying softer, younger girl who I see when I talk to her. And I'm just like, that's what I resonate with the most. That we both trusted 100% in people, and we've been failed by people. That's what I resonate with, And so this was a good chit chat, good rap about that. And she's dope. I only bring dope people on the channel, told you already. So tune in, meet Shani.
Man, this shit is messing with my patience.
Hi, Shani.
Hi, Kai.
You're the first family member on the channel. Big up. As I just introduced, this is the beautiful Shani. This is the wife of one of my brothers. And yeah, first family member on the channel. I feel like that's an honor. I feel like you should feel,
I
special.
definitely am. I am special. I feel special.
Good. Well, cheers first.
Cheers.
Yay. Mhm. So today we're talking about friendship breakups. I hope you saw the first episode where I spoke about a romantic breakup. Yeah. And a lot of times, yeah, a lot of times people don't consider friendship breakups as serious. And I mean, they can low-key be even more detrimental than romantic breakups, especially in female friendships. And I just feel like people don't talk about it enough, you know? So
Yeah,
in rapping with you, I'm like, well, I feel like we both have had some friendship breakups in our life.
I definitely have. I
Yeah.
don't know if you know the extent of my friendship breakups, but yeah,
So they all
I've had,
different.
yes,
I want to give like a basis, a foundation of you and friendship. Like historically, like what kind of friend are you? Like when you were growing up, were you like somebody who had like a best friend forever, BFF? Did you have like a friend group in school? Or were you just a popular girl who was very surface with a lot of people? What's your vibe?
all right. So I feel as if I was kind of a mix, but what would really happen is that I didn't have like specific groups. So like I was the friend who would be a friend with somebody in one group, a friend with somebody in another group, and then I'm kind of the one who kind of brings everybody together. So
Oh,
I wasn't really this group, okay, let me fit into this group, or like just one person all the time. But growing up, it was that I had a lot of different friends, but they were totally from different places. They could all be in different schools, but
where you
that's how
find
it.
these people? You just met them?
So, right. So like I would have had best friends maybe from when I was in primary school, and then they didn't pass for the same high school that I would have passed for. So like I kept that same connection. And then, maybe from dance or whether from swimming, and then, I just people who are just genuinely liked, they would become like my really close friends. And then I just bring everybody together. So so that's how it worked for me.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So you didn't really have a select group, but you kind of floated around different groups. One from.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
more of I think in prep school, I was the person who had a best friend. I had best friends growing up. And then I had like, in high school, I had like a friend group. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I was that person. Oh, well, I was going to ask if you have a best friend today, but you did mention two best friends. So you have two.
Well, okay, so I have a friend, a best friend from high school, right? So from like second, third form, like she became like one of my really close friends. And like over time that friendship developed. And then also I have like over the years, like people have come into my life and I would say like I'm really close friends with them. So, but at this stage, would I say, does Shani have one best friend? No. My best friend who we still call each other best friends, but we're not in the same country. We do speak to each other. It's not constant, but if I need her, I know that she's there. And it's the same with my other friend who's in Trinidad. So it's somebody that you don't have to talk to every day. I'm the godmother for both of their kids. Um, but we have really good friendships, and they're totally different friendships. They know each other, but they're not friends. Also, so in terms of what I was telling you before, and then there are friends that I have here where I live that I would say we are really close just because of the different bonds that we've developed because of things that have happened in our lives, and help each other out.
Okay.
So, mhm.
So that's kind of, well, yeah. So I stopped using the term best friend long time. I just find
Exactly.
that I used to use it a lot when I was younger, and then it just became a lot more abstract to me, my friendships. So I have people who I've been friends with for a really long time, and I consider them close. But I don't know, something about using the term best friend right now in my life feel very abstract. So I was trying to figure out like your criteria for a best friend. You spoke about bonding through things that you're going through and somebody who's always there. Anything else we're leaving off of the criteria?
Well,
And the history, I guess.
right, and history, and just knowing that I would have that person's back and that person has my back, you know?
Okay.
It doesn't, then we having to have similar goals and not being jealous like of each other. Like we want each other to succeed in life.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as if sometimes women, girls have friends, but then secretly
Competing.
they're competing. Like with the friends I have, there's no competition. None at all. And if I see any of that, I know that it's not going to work because you're not genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move to the breakups now. So thinking about why friendship breakups are so significant and impactful, it may also be the time of life, the time in your life in which these breakups happen. I'm not sure if we're just more resilient at certain times of our life, but I just think in the younger years, it really can be traumatic because your friends become your everything. Your friends become who you're looking to. So the breaking that at a really vulnerable age can really impact how you relate to people going through the rest of your life. Relationships really ground us. And so it's no wonder the end of one can cause so much instability and uncertainty. And so, people just be like, well, just go make two more friends. It's not always that easy, especially the older you get, like right now in my life.
So my most significant one was actually one of my really close friends in high school. We were really good, used to do everything together. I would have considered her, I guess, a best friend, and then when we went off to college, we went to different colleges, but it wasn't that far apart. And the story behind that is that she was a friend who I really trusted. And one summer, she asked if she could stay with me to go to summer school. I was like, well, I'm going to Trinidad, right? But my boyfriend is going to be here. You can stay with him. Needless to say, I found some communication that was very off-putting. And
between them,
yes.
Yeah.
Them. And either something happened. I don't even want to be like either something happened or their interaction was way too close. And after that, it was the end for me.
Yeah.
It was the end of that friendship. And even if I didn't totally cut her off at that time, I would have never been able to have a proper friendship with her, knowing that she would do something like that.
Yeah.
Or even have it in her thoughts to entertain it.
You can't look at her the same. She crossed a line. Yeah.
She crossed the line. So I'm so careful now with that's why the best friend thing, it didn't really work out for me, because it's so easy to cross a line, like things that I would never think that I would do, because I wouldn't think I would do it, or she would do it to me if I'm offering you that situation. Go and stay with my boyfriend. No big deal in my head. But I guess other people watching this might be like, Shani, are you mad? You don't let no woman stay with your boyfriend.
But this was your best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's different,
Yeah.
When somebody's your best friend, you love them and you trust them 100%. So yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I know, well, I know that friendships end either because of betrayal, which this feels like it was more of a betrayal thing, or, it could just be changing life circumstances. You grow apart. I mean, have you had any other significant ones like that? So this one, was this the most significant one, the one with the betrayal? Have you had
Right.
any others that were a little different?
I think where that would have more happened with is with the guy friends that I used to have growing up. Because I had a lot of guy friends growing up, but as you get older, you get married, you get into relationships, they're into relationships. Um, they it just grows apart, and it's not that anything has ever happened. It's just that they've moved on, they're in a different country, I'm in a different country, and we're living our separate lives. If you were to ever ask me, oh, that's your friend, yeah, that's my friend. But we we don't communicate often, but it's just life. it's,
Yeah.
it's just on how it went.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So no other, that was the most significant female friendship that
Yeah, and
you.
then there was also a very significant one. You may know this one because when I was getting married, and this was like what, 11 years ago, she was supposed to be a bridesmaid in my wedding.
I
And
remember this story.
yes, yes, all the planning was happening. Everything was going fine. I think she was actually one who had found like the wedding dresses and everything. And then all of a sudden, one of my other friends was like, she stopped communicating with us. And I'm like, what do you mean she stopped communicating with you? And like, what's happening? Because she was, helping with the planning. And she just stopped communicating. I was also her daughter's godmother. This is a different friend, too, right? Different one, not the other two.
Mm-hmm.
And so I tried to call her, I didn't get her. And then I tried to reach out to her grandmother, didn't get her grandmother either. And from that, she just ghosted me, ghosted everybody. And we have not spoken since.
That's interesting, Shani. No, that's bizarre. I don't think I've been ghosted by a female friend. I wonder if I've ghosted people. Probably. I don't know. It's not the language I would use. But if the friendship is no longer continuing, then there's no longer a reason to reach out. Is that ghosting? I'm not sure. But yeah, so that's another interesting one as well. So ghosting within itself is something that can leave people really confused and hurt because of the lack of clarity that it causes. So, not just romantically, but with a friendship, I would imagine as well.
Right, like up to now, I don't understand. Like, and I don't think I should have to ask her. But even what happened is that she does not live where I live. And I heard that she came same time that I had my wedding, and she was at parties and just did not say anything. Later on, like, she added me to Instagram. She was on my Instagram for a while, and she used to be liking pictures. And then I was like, why is she following me? And I blocked her. because to me, it's like, you don't talk to me, you don't say anything to me,
So
but
we're
you
not going
want
to
to
have a
follow.
conversation about the
Yes.
fact. Yeah.
But I am not the one. I'm not going to go and have a conversation with her because, to me, I didn't do anything. So that was another significant one. It's very bizarre.
Yeah, that is very bizarre. Because, yeah, I've
And there's
been,
never been closure.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So even the other one, was there a conversation after that one as well? How did that one end? Was it a blow up argument or did it just ghost?
So it was a blow up argument. And then after that, you see, I'm the kind of person, I have my blow up arguments and then I'm like, okay, I'm out. you know, and I stopped communication. And then I think maybe like 3-4 years later, like I got like an email from her talking about, you know, how we were really good friends and she really valued my friendship and she's sorry about everything that would have happened in the past and all of that stuff.
Three,
I don't think
4 years later?
I don't think I ever responded to the email. I know I never
Damn,
responded.
Shani.
Yeah. I saw it. I was like, okay. But Kai, on top of that, I think part of the reason I did not respond to the email was because within those years, my mom saw her mom one day, and her mom told my mother that she always thought that this person was a much better friend to me than I ever was to her.
Oh, so that kind of rub salt in everything that was going on. So you did done.
I was like, I'm like, if you only know what your kind of thing. And I was like, okay, you know what? Obviously, mother-daughter relationship, cool.
Yeah.
So after that, I was like, no.
You're done.
No. Yeah.
All right. So, I was gonna ask if you're clear on why these friendships ended, but it seems you're very clear. Well, you're very clear for one, for sure. You lost trust and you were no longer interested in pursuing this friendship any further. The second one, you're still unclear. Is there nothing in you that wants to know what the good?
No. No. It's been so long. Like,
I guess at this point, it's been 11 months. Yeah,
and even when it was happening, like from the first maybe 3-4 calls and you don't call me back. And mind you, this probably would have been one of my longest friendships because I would have known her since I was about 3-4 years old. Right?
Yeah.
And then when she had her daughter, I was the one who was there for her. Like during a lot of those times, it was like something is going on, I show up, you know? And yeah, I was her daughter's godmother. And then it's like, okay, years later, this is what's happening in my life. It's a good time in my life, getting married. And then you do that. It's like after you do that, whatever you have to tell me after, I know you're alive. I know nothing don't happen to you. Like
there's no good reason for her not to have shown up.
I knew you were in the country partying.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't need closure. The closure is you didn't come. It's closed. Friendship done.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've done your own personal reconciliation. You know that you showed up for her. You were a good friend to her. You're good on your side. All right. I guess it goes that way sometimes. In terms of me, I don't even know. It's funny because I feel like I would have considered this a friendship breakup. This person, you know her too. I have very few friends, so you can probably pick one. She doesn't live in Jamaica either. But the funny thing about it is that I don't think she considered it a friendship breakup. There was a good 2-3 years where we just kind of slowly diminished into barely speaking. And in terms of the different reasons why friendships can end, you can have the betrayal, you can have the incompatible, you've grown apart, betrayal, or changing life circumstances, right? So I feel like this was more changing life circumstances. She was married now. I just felt like the last time we had seen each other, I just didn't know who she was anymore. I just felt like her values had changed. They were more aligned with her husband. They were now a unit. She was not the same person anymore. So I don't know. It just felt like the friendship kind of dwindled down to what I thought was we were now acquaintances. But in her head, it was just like, oh, we're not really talking a little while, but we're still. So it came to a head with like a 3 hour balling on the phone conversation kind of thing, of us kind of working through that. I don't think we will ever be back to what we were, but at least
Right.
there was an acknowledgement of, oh, this is how you were feeling. Oh, this is, oh, this is, so that's how that one kind of, and I guess I just kind of see it as just like a transition to a different kind of friendship. I mean, I don't think we'll ever get back to what we were. This was somebody I considered my best friend back in the day. So that's definitely not a term I would use now. So yeah, but it was rough. Painful thing that you don't really know how to talk about with people because it's just your friend. People are just like, well, yes, let's move on. Let's make new friend. You can do, but sometimes girls they have really close friendships. This person becomes like the emotional support. It's a big deal. Yeah, it can be a big loss. So it was years later that I realized that I don't know if it's that she wouldn't refuse to say it out loud or see it, or it's that she just didn't notice. So I was like, oh, okay. I think you were my best friend, but I wasn't your best friend. Sometimes it happens because how am I grieving this relationship this much and this being such a loss in my life? And you are thinking we're cool, even though we spoke once this year. That just never connect or make sense to me. So there was something else that happened, which was, I think, small in the bigger picture of everything in our relationship that had to do with kids, and she eventually got so upset and emotionally hurt over a boundary that I put up with my child. And that's how we ended up having a 3 hour bawling fest conversation of just how hurt we both were about that incident. And me just being like, well, yeah, this incident, but what about the last 3 years or 5 years though, I don't remember how long it's been. So I felt like that was our attempt at repair, and it felt much better to me. I'm cool, I love her. Never stopped loving her, will love her till the day she dead. Love her kid, love her family unit. Proud of her, everything that she's doing. Yeah, so that's why it don't feel like a breakup, because we're still in relation. She's still a friend. But I had to grieve what she once was in my life, because she had become such an emotional support system for me at the time. She's the person I spoke to the most about every little thing that was happening in my life.
I mean, when you saying that, I think some of the friendships that my more recent friendship, I think at this stage in my life, if I lost them, it would be rough, because I need some of those friendships to, I don't know if it's to survive. I don't even want to use that word, but as an outlet sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's not even that I have to talk and tell them a business, but I just have to have somebody to be like, life is life. Need to do something.
Yeah.
Or, so maybe the ones that I had back then, and it's taught me who to be friends with, and so now I think the people who are around me are a bit more solid.
Oh, good.
I
Yeah.
hope to always say that.
No,
You
but Shelly, I'm saying that confidently. I was like, yeah, good, because I was going to ask, how has this changed you? But it seems like you still have a little trust. There's the trust.
Yeah, but I think the people I'm around are solid.
Okay.
Definitely. But then, you always say that you can't say anything for 100%.
Yeah.
But any one of them, I won't be like, I have a doubt. No, I really don't.
Good.
You'll have to do it to me for me to be like, wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And at the age and stage in my life, it's harder to just be making friends like that.
Exactly.
I don't making friends like that.
Yeah.
So in my life at this stage as a friend, that's probably it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
We all need community. In my last episode 12, speaking about that's what I want for this upcoming year of my life, just to invest more in friendships and really build community because it's important. Just like you say, you need an outlet. Community is powerful, man. It really builds and makes your life, I don't know,
And
it helps you through.
you don't have to do the same kind of things with everybody.
Yeah.
Like we could have a friendship where we bond on something, you know, and that is an outlet for you. And then I have a friendship with somebody else that we bond on something else.
Yeah.
And you know, but having that community and those people in your life, it is important.
It is important.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, that's it, boo. This is solid. Friends, I've spoken about this in other episodes, so my friendships have transitioned and look different now in my life. And just on reflection after this conversation while I'm editing, I've realized that I've had quite a few, I'm gonna say 4 significant, that number sounds really big. Is that big? I don't know. But 4 significant female friendships in my life that have either severed completely or have transitioned into something that looks different. Well, I can include another person, 5, but that's just a transition. It's just life. We're just growing. It's been rough. So in the end, after all of this, how has this affected the way I see friendship? I don't know all the textbook terms and all the layers, but I can definitely tell you that it's impacted my view and perception on friendships, especially female friendships. My trust is, it's iffy, you know, whether people mean what they say, whether people are going to show up. If I'm going to fall into another pattern of putting this person at a level higher than where they put me in their life. Those are some fears and anxiety issues that I have for friendships, you know, in the future. And I think for years now, I just speak to my friendships being abstract, and I think I play a role in that abstractness. I just, have fears about engaging and investing in these relationships where I feel like, you know, the return has not been the high hopes that I had for them. Yeah. But it's a new stage of life, new era. So I am looking for, you know, new friendships to form, and I'm looking to kind of let go of, to really kind of look at those, we said 4, but 5 situations and kind of work through whatever needs to be worked through there and let go of whatever needs to be let go of, even though I've accepted and intellectualized why things happened. You know, I need to kind of really take more accountability of my role in how things happened as well, and let go where I need to let go and move forward and build new friendships, give people chances, you know. Yeah. I hope you felt some resonance with these experiences shared in this episode. Unfortunately, that would mean that you had your own friendship breakups, and that's never fun. But I just don't think we speak about how the process can be difficult and impactful, and the kind of grief and heartbreak that comes from friendship breakups as well. And I just hope that this gave space to at least opening that conversation. And maybe this will lead you to having some type of repair with a friend if you've decided to give them more grace, if you've decided to, you know, really go through and take accountability for your role, even if it's just a conversation. Or maybe this gives you more confidence in the decision you made to sever and never look back. So thanks for joining us, and see you next week, guys. Love you.